Okay, so you can see this for punching shear analysis. So in this figure, you can see we have the loaded area is actually the area of the column, and then A is dimension of the column at this direction, and then this B also dimension of column, and then you can see the figure D is the effective depth of the slab, and then for the punching shear, we need to calculate the length or perimeter of the critical section with the distance to D from the face of column. For punching shear analysis, we need to get the value of shear force. So V equal to N divided by perimeter of section, U multiplied by D. So N is the axial load acting to the column, and then AB is dimension of column, D is effective depth of the slab. So in this figure, at the bottom part of the figure, you can see how the load acting to the slab, so that the fail will occur at the area of the 2D from the face of column. Okay, and then if the V less than VR, if the shear V less than VRDC, so means the shear reinforcement not needed in this design. But if you want to provide the shear, if the shear reinforcement is provided, we need to ensure that the V is less than 2 VRDC. In the example at point 1, for example, we have a slab with 175 thickness, and then the effective depth D 145 mm is constructed with the concrete grade 25 and the reinforced with the 12 mm diameter bar with the spacing 150 center or one way, and then 10 meter bars at 200 center in the other direction. So this slab has the two-way reinforcement. And then the question is, determine the maximum ultimate load that can be carried on the area of 300 or 400 mm. So this is column dimension. Okay. First, we need to calculate the basic control parameter for the unreinforced section. Okay. So U equal to 2A plus 2B plus 2 pi multiplied by 2D. So we have the D145, and then A is 300, B 400. So the basic control parameter is 3222 mm. And then by using this equation at point 1, we can get the shear strength of the concrete without reinforcement. But before we calculate the VRDC, we need to get the smaller of VRDC multiplied by 3222 multiplied by 145. So that we have 467190 VRDC. Okay, and then in order to get the VRDC, we need to have the steel ratio. So because we have the two-way reinforcement, so that we have ratio X and ratio Z. Okay, so ratio, we have the ratio, for example, the ratio X, we have the reinforcement bar is 754 multiplied by divided by BD. We have the B1000 and D145. We have 0.0052. And also for the other direction, rho Z, we have 393 divided by BD. So then we have 0.0027. So the resultant, so rho 1 is the resultant of this steel ratio, rho X and rho Z. So we have this 0.38%. After that, we can refer to the next slide on the table. So table 8.2. So from the table, we get the VRDC 0.56 Newton per square mm for concrete grade 30. And then because in the example we use concrete grade 25, we need to modify this value with a 0.94. So 0.94 multiply with the VRDC, multiply with the 467,190 multiply by 10 power negative 3 to convert from Newton to kilonewton. So that we have the VRDC is 246 kilonewton. So actually this the ultimate capacity of the slab without reinforcement. Okay, and then after that, calculate the maximum shear resistance VRD max. So the same formula when you design for the shear reinforcement of the beam. And then we have the U is the, here U is the parameter of the column. So means 2 multiplied by A plus B. Okay, so and then 145, A and B is dimension of column. So the parameter of column is 2A plus 2B. and then multiply with the D 145. Okay, and then we have CK 25. So from this we have the maximum shear resistance of the slab is 914 kilonewton. So based on these two capacity, we take the minimum value, because the minimum value means the slab, the strength of slab is governed by this VRDC instead of VRD maximum. So the maximum that load that can be supported by the slab is 246 kilonewton. So this in table 8.2, you can see we have the steel ratio is 0.3x%, and then the slab thickness is 175 less than 200. So we need to interpolate between 254 and 259 so that we have 0.56. Example 8.7. Checking for punching shear for no shear reinforcement required. Punching shear at the column head. First, we need to calculate for the parameter of the column head. Pi multiply diameter of column head. So we have the diameter of column head 1000 to 200. So we have the UO is 3770 mm. After that, calculate for the shear force VED acting at the column head. So equal to F. F is acting at the center line of the column head or column, and then minus pi over 4 multiplied by 1.2 square multiplied by n. N is the distributed load. So 1.2 square is the pi over 4 multiplied by 1.2 square is the area of the column head. So that we have the shear force is 676.4 kilonewton. So you can see that this value is lower as compared to the 695. Because why? Because if you can imagine the shear force diagram, the shear force at the support is higher as compared to with the distance of D from the first of column. So in this case, this is the shear force at the perimeter of column head. So we have 676.4 kilonewton. And then to allow for the effect of the moment transfer, we need to increase the value of V by 15%. Okay, so that the VED is 1.15 multiplied by 676.4 kilonewton. So that we have 778 kilonewton that need to be resisted by the slab. After that, calculate the maximum permissible shear force by using this VRD max, so that we have the value of the VRD max is 5174 kilonewton. So you can see here, and the VED is significantly less than VRD maximum. Okay, so means the punching shear at the column head is safe.